Every single moment of your life, you are silently answering 3 questions. Write them down. The first is, what am I going to focus on right now? Whatever you choose to focus on immediately shapes how you feel and experience the world. You might be paying attention to how you can apply what you're learning this weekend, or you might get distracted by the way your neighbor smells after all the jumping around. Out of the countless things happening around you, your mind only selects a few. That narrow focus becomes your reality. Focus equals feeling. Whatever you direct your attention to, you will end up feeling, even if it isn't actually true. Think about a time when someone told you, "John isn't really your friend. He's been talking behind your back." At first you brush it off and insist they're mistaken. But then 2 or 3 more people say the same thing, and suddenly you feel upset, even hurt, whether or not it's real. Maybe you even confronted John, only to realize later it wasn't true and felt foolish for accusing him. Who has been there before? The point is this: the single most powerful choice we make often without realizing it is deciding what to focus on. Right now, you could be concentrating on the blood rushing in your left ear or the feeling of your clothes against your skin, but you're not. The brain constantly filters reality by deleting, distorting, and generalizing information so life feels manageable. The problem is, in the process, we miss a huge amount of what's really happening. To reclaim that, we must take charge of our focus. Let's look at 3 patterns of focus. I'll ask you some questions. There's no right or wrong answer, so don't take it personally. If you don't like your answer, you can change it, just like updating software. Here's the first one. Do you spend more time focusing on what you have or on what's missing? Be honest. If I asked the room to raise their hands, the overwhelming majority would admit they focus more on what's missing. Now, here's the important question. If your brain is always looking for what's lacking, how can you possibly feel lasting happiness? You can't. No matter how successful you become, it will never be enough. I've worked with billionaires, Oscar winners, Grammy-winning musicians, world-class athletes, people at the absolute top of their fields, admired by millions with money beyond measure. And yet, many of them are miserable. Why? Because their pattern is to constantly focus on what's missing, not what they already have. If all you changed this weekend was that one habit, if you shifted your focus toward the blessings in your life, you could completely change your emotional state. Think about it. When you focus on what you do have, you feel abundance, gratitude, joy. How many of you can think of many things right now that you could feel grateful for if you chose to? They only exist in your experience if you focus on them. The second question we constantly answer is, what does this mean? The instant you focus on something, your brain assigns it meaning. Is this the end or the beginning? Is this setback a punishment? Or is it a challenge designed to make me stronger? Could it even be a gift? The meaning you attach determines how you feel. If you think a relationship has ended, you'll respond one way. If you believe it's the start of something deeper, your emotions and actions will be completely different. Meaning creates emotion, and emotion drives behavior. Take relationships, for example. In the beginning, your focus is usually on giving. If your partner asks you to take out the trash, you don't just do what you ask. What else can I do for you? You're eager to give. But somewhere along the line, after weeks, months, or years, that shifts. Suddenly, if you're asked to take out the trash, your reaction might be, "What do I look like, your janitor?" The passion fades not because of time, but because focus and meaning changed. If you treated your partner at the end the way you did in the beginning, the relationship would feel alive again. But once you start measuring, once it becomes about transactions, joy disappears. Here's another pattern. Do you usually focus on what you can control or what you can't control? Most people in this room would probably raise their hand for what they can control. That's why you're here. You want to take charge of your life. But we all know people who constantly focus on what they can't control or on what's missing, and they're often the ones who don't show up to opportunities like this. Why? Because their belief system tells them nothing can really change. And if someone is stuck focusing both on what's missing and on what they can't control, what do you think they feel? Sadness, frustration, anger, even depression. And there's a third filter. Do you focus more on the past, the present, or the future? Of course, we all do a mix of all three, but where do you spend most of your time? Very few people live mostly in the past. If they did, they probably wouldn't even be here. Many achievers focus heavily on the future, always planning, always striving to create something better. Others stay present, savoring the moment. The truth is, you need a balance. The present is where joy lives, but the future is where progress is created. Just these three patterns: what you focus on, the meaning you give it, and whether you live in the past, present, or future, can transform your entire life. Imagine retraining your brain to stop obsessing over what's missing and instead notice the abundance that's already around you. Imagine directing your attention toward what you can control and choosing empowering meanings for the events of your life. Would that give you more energy? Absolutely. That shift in focus, meaning, and time orientation is what will change everything. Every moment, these three questions are shaping your experience. What am I going to focus on? What does it mean? And what am I going to do? Thank you for watching and being part of the Rising Legends family. Remember, every legend starts somewhere, and your story is waiting to be written. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Stay motivated, keep pushing forward, and always remember your rise can inspire the world.